Sometimes we create situations that are unreal. The expectations that we have, they're stopping us getting what we actually want.
Hello, ladies. Today is going to be quite topical for a lot of you, which is reasons why you're still single. Obviously, leading up to Valentine's Day, this becomes a much more emotional topic. It brings to the foreground a lot of the things that we haven't dealt with. So that's why we wanted to talk a lot more about this topic today, and to help you to uncover and dig deeper and find out why maybe you are not attracting the guys that you want in your life, and why maybe you have found guys who were good and you did actually like, but then for some reason you got ghosted, or they left, or things fizzled out, and something is going wrong there, ladies. So Fee, do you want to start us off with the first one?
So first one I'd probably like to mention is that maybe you're not feminine enough. A lot of girls get into their masculine energy very early on in life, and it tends to serve them, especially if they're achievers and they're go-getters, people that actually aspire to be someone or do something. They're all sort of masculine traits. And so getting into our masculine energy is great. It makes us succeed in some areas of our life, and we usually do pretty well through life because that has been our focus. That's all good. It's great. I was one of those people, absolutely. But what happens very often along the way is that sometimes our skill set and our ability to be capable overrides our ability to be vulnerable and to let our guard down. And so our energy becomes too masculine. We have to be able to balance our energies. If you can't drop out of your masculine energy and go into your feminine energy, this is really going to limit you, ladies.
So yeah, masculine and feminine is really important, and understanding how to utilize it effectively and how to actually do it in your life so that it feels comfortable and natural and confident is a process to go through to fully understand it, to do that. But once you get there, it absolutely changes the whole dynamic of things. Now, the second one is you haven't moved on from your ex or from your past. And ladies, this is a big one, which even the strongest, even the most confident, even the most successful women out there who are strong, confident, got the rest of their life sorted, yet there's still a part of them that is still hanging on to the pain from the past. And ladies, you're not alone. There's nothing wrong with you that you're doing that, but the fact that you're still holding on to that is stopping you from moving forward. It is stopping you from creating a great relationship with a guy. It's causing you to continue to make the same mistakes, to have your barriers up, to not be able to trust, to not be able to truly connect with someone because you've still got all this stuff that is underneath that is, affecting the way that you perceive the world, the way that you're looking at guys, the way you're thinking about men in general, the way you're thinking about relationships, the way you're thinking, is it even worth all this effort to get a guy? Because, most guys are this and most guys are that. There's stuff that's coming up for you from your past that you haven't got to a place where you could just let go of it. And when you haven't done that, what happens is that shows up in your life. And you can clearly see that if you're listening to this right now and you are single still right now and you want a relationship, but yet you're not getting the results you want in that relationship. There's so many different things that come up here when you haven't actually resolved your past. So if that is you, ladies, and you are listening to this and this makes sense to you, like, yes, I'm still holding on to that. Okay, so don't just push it away. Take that as an opportunity that, hey, there's something here that I can work on.
Awesome. So number 3 we thought was you're expecting a man to tick all your boxes, and it's a problem with expectations. It's one of the things we see all the time of ladies having a laundry list as long as their arms of what their guy has to be and who he has to show up as and what he has to do, and having so many rules around what a man has to be able to do to be able to love you. So a lot of these rules, ladies, are what are limiting you. And it doesn't mean that you can't have high standards and you can't have high values. But what it means is that sometimes we create situations that are unreal. The expectations that we have, they're stopping us getting what we actually want. You've got to be able to grow and learn more and open yourself up for you to be able to actually see what a good man looks like, and for you to recognize one when you see one. And I promise you, He's not going to show up looking like you're expecting him to look like. The men who see your soul and who fill you up, these guys are all around us. It's just you're not seeing them.
Yeah, exactly. And now the fourth thing, ladies, is that a lot of ladies feel guilty for prioritizing themselves, and they're putting everything else and everyone else in front of them because they think that if I put myself first, if I focus on my love life and focus on making me happy, then I'm letting down my kids. I'm letting down my work. I'm letting down my family. I'm letting down everybody else. But ladies, I just want you to stop and think about this. Have you done this in your life before? Are you doing it right now where you've got that little voice in the back of your mind saying, no, you shouldn't focus on that right now because you've got to provide for your kids. You've got to do this. You've got to do this. Always thinking about other people. If that's you, own that, accept that, and then look at it. Look at how that's actually affecting you in your life. What results are you getting? What results are you feeling every single day when you're putting everybody else ahead of you? And ask yourself the question, what do I really want? Is feeling guilty serving me? Is it even serving the other people who I'm thinking that I'm doing the right thing for? Or would I be able to serve them better if I actually solved this feeling of guiltiness? This is really powerful, ladies. So take the time to think about this one.
Excellent. So number 5 is you're scared of dating or being rejected. One of the hardest, if not the hardest thing that a lot of ladies ever go through, going through a relationship loss, regardless if your relationship was good or bad. And then very often they will find someone who feels so good, feels so different, and then that relationship will end. That for a lot of ladies is the time that their knees hit the ground. For women who were abandoned or had great relationships and didn't see their separation coming, that's the one that brings you to the ground. And ladies, it's when our knees hit the ground very often that wakes us up, that gives us a new opportunity. I just want you to be really careful about when you are scared, when you're fearful, when you're coming into a relationship when you haven't healed and when you haven't grown, and you're fearful of holding on too tight because you might get rejected, or you've got such big walls up because you don't want to get rejected. The best time for you to be in a relationship is when you don't need one and when you are coming from abundance, not scarcity. So this is all your work to do. This plays out before you do because it all shows in your energy. And these are things you absolutely can control when you know what you're doing. So it's about elevating yourself.